Daily sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Robbie Gould's got it on the tee. He kicks it off, and here we go from Levi's Stadium. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A beautiful fake. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Come on now, let's go.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll hand to Armstead. 4 yards there on the carry, gets it back to 2nd and 11.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2nd and 11 now. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. To throw is Watson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fighting through. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. So, Charles, here we are, Week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously for decades, that was the full season. But as we all know, a little strange, still one more game to go next week.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we're both interested to see how things play out next week because we know their division titles and wild card spots up for grabs. So those teams, no doubt, they'll be all in. But how would you like to go in front of a team that's 3-13 and say, okay, guys, one more time, let's go get them. If we win,
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Here's Watson. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he's taken down inside the 30. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
He's got Jordan complete right side. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. DeMarcus Walker breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Lance trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Lance. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Watson. Screen pass to Lindsey. A gain of 9 there. Sets up second and goal. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So third and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. Here's Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans have taken a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Texans 14, 49ers nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
With the score, Texans 14, 49ers nothing.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
We got 4.
And Lance going to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and run for the first with Sermon. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. To return is Roberts. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Watson, off play action. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Niners are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing, because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. The end result, 21 yards. Lance, a give now to Sermon. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
That's not good. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Throwing now is Lance. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. Lance looking to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Lance throwing out wide for Samuel. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Sermon. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Again with Sermon. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on you.
That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On second down now, it's Lindsey, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, Watson. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Watson. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they're going to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And Lance now to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Now Lance. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Robbie Gould on for the field goal. A 57-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. This one out quickly to Amendola. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Amendola has it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that moves them up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
This taken in at the goal line.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
Sermon now on 1st and 10. Able to push his way through. A pretty nice gain there on the run. Gets it to the 35 after showcasing the agile move. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Here's Lance to throw it. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Lance looks to throw again. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Watson now to throw. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 45-yard line. A gain of 22. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back to throw, Watson. He'll find Lindsey here. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Running left is Sermon. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Here's Lance.
This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now a handoff. Sermon.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
From just shy of midfield, Lance flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And Lance going to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 39. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. He's got Jordan complete right side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. Now a handoff for Lindsey. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
On 2nd down, right back to Lindsey.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Lindsey is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's it?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Desmond King picks it, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now Watson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the 49ers are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
At the 46-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. And that one complete to Hodgins. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On 1st down, Lance letting one go deep for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Second and 10. Again, it's Lance. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Gold with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
That's caught out wide by Cooks. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now it's Watson. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Jordan. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got Akins, the tight end. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They will indeed snap it to Watson. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Akins. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, right back to Lindsey. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jordan. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down now, it's Lindsey, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll run here with Lindsey. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Here's a give to Lindsey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 5. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense, and what